Good morning, good afternoon. Where am I? Oh, it's morning. Yeah, it still is morning. I've just popped in to give the girls a bit of extra food. It saves them trying to break out the field. And it's mizzling. We haven't had any mizzle since probably November. But it really is quite, you can't really see that. Maybe in the distance a bit. But, oh, I can hear donkeys. What are the donkeys saying, Maze? Oh, donkeys are saying they heard a car and they want some tea as well. That'd be about right. So I just thought I'd pop down. It's Monday morning and we're going off now to do some shopping, and we were going to go for a walk over on Northern Burrows, but that could be very interesting depending on this weather, so we'll see what happens later. Ta-ta. So I've just marched down the field like a Roman centurion going into battle because my darling horses have done it again. They've just smashed their way through the electric fencing, but instead of it being a little bit, they've increased the damage this time to all of this, and I'm not entirely sure how much of this is going to be repairable, because they're not very clever pheasants, are they? Because there's stakes everywhere. Oh my god. And it's all a bit of a mess. And I'm not entirely sure why they're doing it, because there's no grass on this side either. I think, apart from one stake that got damaged the other day when they did this, it's not too bad. But I'm just considering now whether to put the fencing like along the hedge line, sort of that bit there. There is sheep fencing on the other side of it, but I don't know how dopey the pair of them are to try and get through that section. Hopefully they won't, but I think I might have to change where the fencing is. So here we go again, putting it all back in its right place. So fencing now back in place, as you can see. So hopefully it's not going to last. I'm going to turn up tomorrow and it'll happen again. So I think I'm going to move the fencing behind up against that fence line now and put the electric on it. It's not going to do much good, but if they can hear it clicking, because they're used to electric fencing, it's a likelihood they'll think twice about trying to get past it. So I now can hammer my asthmatic way back up the hill and go and get some more jobs done before the daylight's gone. Hey ho, the life of having horses. Bye bye. Hello, it's Tuesday, and the first thing today is fencing is still up. Yay. Second thing, mole watch. Now, this could become a spot the molehill difference, because I think all this lot here, I think there's more. What do you reckon? I mean, this one here, does that look like a fresh one? I am really quite convinced that the mole has gone around this field since I last checked. Now, I know for a fact that just across out the field there's one of those sort of mole thumper things in the ground, because there's a nice bit of grass and they trashed that. So maybe they head that direction and then they end up either running headlong into the driveway, that must give them a headache, or they find, I don't know how strong those thumper thingies are, those sort of mole, did I say male deterrent? Oh, I suppose that's got legs. Mole deterrent. But you see, like here as well, some of these look a bit more, oh, that looks like a fresh pile of mole. Oh, look. Oh, yeah. I think now the mole is getting the better of the poo. So I think we could be, yeah, we could have a serious issue with more molehill than poo. Hey ho, anyway, girls are fine. I've just videoed them galloping up the hill, which I'll probably insert somewhere like before or after this, I'm not too sure. I say galloping. It was that lumbersome canter up the hill because, yes, my God, it's tea time. Not that they haven't been fed today already. Anyway, best go now. It's school run time because it's back to school, and be back here tomorrow morning to feed them again, to stop them trying to escape. Though quite frankly, I think they just do it to get to see the miniature ponies. So until then, ta-ta for now. Good morning. Got some breakfast? Just a minute then. Hello. From a really lovely morning in Devon. It's just gone 9 o'clock. I came up to feed the horses. They were right down the bottom of the field, so they've cantered up again, which was really lovely. And oh, it's beautiful. I hope it stays like this today because it'd be really nice to have some sunny weather. We'll see what happens. Fence has stayed up at the bottom, so perhaps we're not so bored. Anyway, that's it. I just had to kind of jump in and say, listen to that lovely sound of bird song again. Or the sound of a munching horse having breakfast. Right, off to do some more chores. Ta-ta. Hello. Well, it's Wednesday afternoon. I've just popped down to just have a quick look at the fence. I've moved it a little bit, tightened it up, and it's really lovely again. It's about maybe 10 degrees, perhaps a little bit warmer, I'm not too sure, which is nice because it means the grass is growing, which is a bit bizarre for January, as I'm sure there's lots of people further up country and in the north are freezing cold, and down here in Devon it's lovely, and there's not a lot to report. I have spotted on my mole watch on the way down the field that they're either coming in or going out into the neighbour's side of the fence, and I'm just having a quick look now. But here we go, because if I follow this line here, and then he sort of comes up here because the horses have trampled on it, and then does a bit of a skirt round like that, look, and then he goes off up there, and I can't work out if he's attempting to leave, which actually maybe not, there's a brick wall there. Perhaps he was coming in. So Horses are munching. Beautiful day. It's so nice when you can come out on a day like today, not be standing in the rain and wind, and I'm still not whinging, am I? So that must be impressive. And that's it really for Field Watch today, or Mole Watch. It's so exciting, isn't it? I did say back along in my first few vlogs that there'd be nothing really exciting to report. Some days will just be boring. So that's it for boring Field Watch. I'm going to go now, do the school run and carry on with my daily chores. See you later. Bye bye. Hello from, oh, what day is it, Miss? Thursday. It's Field Watch. Dear me. And weather change. We have mizzle. You can't really see it. It kind of looks like fog, but soaks you through. We've done some poo picking. Have you got horses? It's a question for you. Have you ever gone round your field and poo picked and then realised what looked like a huge amount in 2 wheelbarrows once you've turfed it out onto the muck heap and gone and looked back at the field again? It wasn't even like an eighth of what's in the field, and you've been there for an hour, and then you've done it round the outside of your horses who've decided to walk in front of you and block you because you hadn't got their tea because it was too early. Yeah, that's my kind of day. Anyway, we're done for today. Got their feed, they've had breakfast, and well, it's just one of those wet days today. So that's it for today from Missy's just there, Lulu's bottom, and see you tomorrow on Friday. Bye bye. Hello, it's Friday. I'm just standing here at the moment listening because there's a pheasant shoot going on in the background, and the 2 girls have been pacing the field a bit, so neither of them wanted their food to begin with, but they've settled down a bit now. Normally goes on over the fields in the background, and at the old place they never really heard anything like it, so it's never bothered them, but here it's quietened down a bit now. It was a bit noisy a couple of there we go. So can't tell you if it is actually pheasant or clay pigeon shooting. It could be either. You never know. Country pursuits, you see. It happens. And then somewhere up there is the air ambulance helicopter for North Devon. Weather's drier than it was yesterday. We've had a bit more rain. We've had a lot more going on in the field on Mole Watch. I'm convinced I'm either getting really anal about this mole, or it is doing a lot more damage. Up the other end, it's actually got its own crop circle, or maybe stone circle it's creating. It's sort of gone round and come out again, which is quite funny. But apart from that, it's a nice Friday afternoon and it's the weekend. So, what are you up to this weekend? If you've got horses, are you going riding? Are you going showing of any kind? Feel free to just leave a message at any time, tell me what you were up to. I'm taking my daughter out because it's her 11th birthday on Monday, and we're going out with Jo and her kids to the cinema because we put off seeing the new Mary Poppins on purpose, so we're all going to go and see that and then go and get something to eat somewhere. And that's it really. That's my weekend. Tia's going off, I think she's going bowling with her dad on Sunday. I'll probably come over and do the horses. That's my weekend. So there we go, that's it. I'm going to go now and do the school run, pick her up because my stepson's here, and because he can't come over for birthday stuff, he's come over today. Oh, get out the gate. So hopefully that'll be a surprise because she doesn't know he's coming. Oh, can't get the gate to close. It's not very easy trying to close a gate whilst you're holding a camera in your hand. Right, so I'm off until tomorrow and see you again. Ta-ta! Good morning from a very wet and positively disgusting day in Devon. Trying to stand under a tree and not get anything wet. Me or the camera. Failure. Oh, it's just horrible. Wind's blowing. Back to normal weather. And horses have had their breakfast. So I just thought I'd give them a mint each. And then, oh God, head off because it's just horrible. And that's it. That's all I'm doing this morning. Bye bye. Hello. We're having to do it in the dark tonight because we've been to the cinema, and I've got my iPhone in one hand and I've had to feed the horses. You can't really see them. There's one there I think eating, and the other one's up there eating, and this is me on this is really bizarre. Anyway, that's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anymore. I'm just here in the dark, and I look really bizarre, and if everyone can see me they'll just think I've completely lost the plot. So I'm going now. Bye bye. Morning. Daylight again. Oh, that was a bizarre experience last night, feeding in the dark, but you know, things happen. What are we? Sunday, so end of the week. Nothing really to report on the horses, I'm afraid. They're just eating as they normally would. In fact, they never stop. I'll pop down this afternoon and feed them some more. I've actually got haylage in now, but whilst they're having a couple of meals a day, if I feed them too much they'll probably just explode. And it's not cold, they're not in work, they're just field ornaments, so they don't need the greatest amount of food. Although she'd probably say different, that she does need the greatest amount of food, because that one there will nick her food. She'll go through half of her bucket, Mizzy will, take out the carrots, and then she'll come back and over here and she'll eat. She'll shove Lizzie off her bucket, and then she'll try and see if Lizzie's got any carrots left. And then when she realises that Lizzie hasn't, she might go back to her own bucket. Jealous kids. Anyway, that's it for Sunday morning. It's enough blue to make a sailor a pair of trousers, and really quite nice. It's a gentle, moderate breeze. Probably a bit cold on the coast, I'd have thought today, so I probably will avoid a beach walk. I've just deposited my mother at Barnstaple bus station today. She's going home because she came down after Christmas to help me do some stuff and bits and pieces that needed doing. So she came down. She also comes down for a bit of change of scenery. So she's now heading back up country, and we'll be going back up there again in a few weeks, I think. So I'm going to go now and do the Sunday type of things. That's called washing and ironing uniforms for school children. See you later. Bye. Hello. Back again in the field. It's Sunday afternoon and end of field watch for the week. So thought I'd better just pop in the field actually, because I have to, oh god, I hate having to fasten that gate. I stand, don't know whether any of you do this with your horses, I stand my buckets in old tyres, because somebody has a habit of playing with a board bucket, playing with an empty bucket. No, hang on. Playing with a board bucket. How can a bucket be bored? Playing with a bucket when she's bored. Generally kicking it about a lot. And then it gets to like within a couple of days and it looks like that. Nowhere near. So then we have to tie the bucket down to the fence with a bungee. Otherwise it probably end up absolutely anywhere, wouldn't it? We know it's not you. I know it's Lizzie. Right. Okay. Oh, leaf in your hair, lovely. So I just generally come in and have a check round today. Lulu's okay. Hers is still reachable here because it hasn't been, hello, kicked out the way. Alright, dreadlock hair? Yes, I think you're due for a tidy up. So, it's actually quite windy, but being this further up the field, it's not as noisy because we used to feed them. I'm trying to look at the camera, down there under all those trees, which is a bit scary in case one clonked you on the head. But yes, it's breezy today again, but it's dry and it's about 4:30, 4:45. Let me have a quick look at time. Yep, it's 20 to 5 on Sunday evening and it's still daylight, whereas a month ago I think I'd have just been down here at dusk. So it's quite nice that we've got some light again. In fact, if it wasn't for the clouds it'd be a lot lighter because I'm kind of looking that way where the sun sets and it's much nicer. So anyway, that's it for this week. That's the end of the excitement of a field in Devon. If it's your first time here, thank you for continuing with us for the week. If you've watched us before and you've popped back in to see what we've been up to, it's not been a lot, has it, really? Chased a few molehills, poo picked, fed horses. That's the problem when they're brood mares and they're not in foal and they're just field ornaments. It's not an exciting life for either of us, but could we ride them? Well, Mizzy was backed years ago, then she went into foal, and as I've said in previous vlogs, she doesn't like having babies. She had one and went. Lizzie's had a couple of foals, and then just as I was putting them back in foal again, found myself pregnant with my daughter, who's 11 tomorrow. And really, I then had to cut down huge on breeding because I had about 35 horses at the time when I found myself pregnant. And being an older mum as well, that came as a shock because I'd got absolutely no plans really to have kids. I'd got 5 stepchildren. Good grief. I don't want any more than that. Anyway, let me just shut that gate, otherwise they'll be escaping. So, if you haven't subscribed, please do, because it's not just horses. We do all sorts of stuff. I mean, horses are the mainstay of my life because you have to look after them, and obviously my daughter and general day-to-day stuff and all the crafting things I do for zero waste products. So it's a busy old life. So if you are looking for someone to follow, please subscribe, like, comment, tell us all about any animals you've got, and we'll start again tomorrow on a new week. Bye bye.